Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to cooking class brought to you by YoRipe and Commune Kitchen. My name is Xin Yan, and I'm the founder of YoRipe.
Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Payal, and I am the chef and founder of Commune Kitchen. And today we will be doing a Thai cooking class online. We're going to get started with the chicken first. Let me grab that from my fridge.
The dish we are going to make is the sweet basil chicken with cashews.
I've got chicken thighs today. If you're using chicken breast in this recipe, you can. It's just that you have to remember not to overcook your breast. I am going to start by chopping my chicken thighs into bite-sized pieces.
We recommend, for convenience, to buy the already cut or chopped chicken in the pre-packed.
I never recommend anything pre-chopped, whether it's vegetables or meat. Always try to buy meat that is packaged clean but whole and not chopped up already, because chopped up meat, it kind of dries out. Applies to vegetables as well. You only need about a tablespoon of light soy sauce. And I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of cornstarch. Now, if you don't have access to cornstarch at home, use any starch you've got. You can use potato starch, you can use flour.
Why do we always add cornstarch to marination?
Cornstarch in a small amount like this is mainly added so your sauce sticks to your meat. When it's added in larger amounts, that's when you want to deep fry your meat and crisp it up a little. We'll set this aside, let it sit at room temperature while prepping the other ingredients. Our vegetables now. I am going to lay a piece of cloth underneath my chopping board so it stays still and doesn't move around. That way you don't cut yourself. I'm going to get started by chopping the ingredients for my chicken first. I've got about 10 cloves of garlic here. Now put your garlic down and then press it with the side of your knife. That way it opens up the clove and it's much easier to peel it. If you don't like the flavor of garlic too much, you can reduce the amount. 3 chili paddies here. Now these are very hot. Use them wisely. You can use anywhere between 1 to 3 chilies. I've got a red pepper. Now traditionally, they don't use red pepper in this recipe. They use long red chili peppers. They just have a touch of heat to them. I didn't want to make this dish overpoweringly hot for you, which is why I chose red peppers today. This is how you de-seed a bell pepper. You put your thumbs onto the crown and you push it down. And then you open it up. See that? The seed portion just pops out. Then you can shake the extra seeds out. And there you have it. You can either slice this or you can cut it into cubes. Now, in the recipe, it says half an onion. That was half a large onion. I am using 1 whole onion here because my onion is tiny.
Do we have any preference between red onion or the yellow-white onion?
I personally prefer red onions over yellow onions because they're sweeter. I'm going to chop my onion into large cubes. Just break them up a little. I couldn't find Thai limes. They're actually quite hard to find here. I'm just going to use a regular lemon. I just need a tiny bit, so I'll just cut that up. My Thai basil. See the purple stems? That's how you know it's Thai. I'm just going to put this in a colander, give it a quick rinse, and then I can start taking the leaves off.
Sometimes in supermarkets, we just see the basils are labeled as sweet basil. Are they similar to the Thai basil that you have?
No, most of the time when they are labeled sweet basil, they are talking about Italian basil. Thai basil is always labeled Thai basil. I think Cold Storage has it, Fair Price doesn't. The best place to find Thai basil would be your local grocer in the red market.
Is there a difference between Thai basil and Thai holy basil?
Yes, there's several different kinds of Thai basil. Thai holy basil is hard to find here. So use what you can find. If you can't find Thai basil, it's fine. Just use your regular basil that you've got at home. So I'm holding my stalk upside down and all I'm doing is just pulling the leaves out. Get cuttings from here. So basically just cut the stems that still look good and fresh at an angle, 4 or 5 inches of the stem, and then you plant it back in your basil pot. In a week's time, this is going to grow and it's going to have big leaves. Basil needs about 6 to 8 hours of direct sunshine. So you need a lot. You need a good handful of basil. 6 cloves of garlic for my bok choy. For the stir-fry sauce, you need oyster sauce, fish sauce, Kecap Manis. Kecap Manis is a sweeter dark soy sauce from Indonesia. If you don't have Kecap Manis, just use regular dark soy sauce because we're using this just for color. And some sugar. Need a tablespoon of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, Kecap Manis, about a teaspoon. I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. The sugar is going to do two things. It's going to caramelize my dish, and it's also going to give it the sweetness that it needs. You can use brown sugar, you can use coconut sugar like they traditionally do in Thailand. You just have to remember to add a little extra because refined white sugar is sweeter. I have got my handy dandy wok, and we're going to get started by making our chicken first. Heat it up first on medium heat. I'm using coconut oil today. You can use any oil you want. I have my cashews ready as well. A lot of people actually prefer using roasted cashews in this recipe, but I like to fry my own cashews because it tastes so much better when your cashews are freshly fried. My wok is starting to smoke now. I'm going to reduce the heat now and add about 1.5 tablespoons of oil in there. And we're going to add the cashews in. Remember, the heat is on low now because cashews, they brown very quickly and you don't want to burn them. Give them a toss every few seconds.
Can we use pork instead of chicken for this dish?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? Cut it into strips, marinate it the same way. Make sure you don't overcook it. My cashews are done. Get about 2 to 3 liters of water in a saucepan and cover that. Bring it to a boil while you're stir frying your chicken, because the chicken dish is going to take only about 5 to 6 minutes to cook. Okay, cover this. I am going to add about 3 tablespoons of salt to this. And then I'm going to taste it just to make sure it tastes salty. And this makes a big difference, especially when you're making blanched vegetables. Sounds like a lot of salt, but it's going to get in there and really give your vegetables lots of flavor. Yep, making our rice now. So rice done, water boiling for my bok choy. Put the heat back on very high. My wok already has a little bit of oil from the cashews, and I'm going to leave that in there. I'm adding another 1.5 tablespoons of oil. See, it's starting to smoke already. Throw the garlic in. My chicken goes in as well. Okay, if your heat is on low, your chicken's going to go all watery and runny. You don't want that. Now this is going to take about 3 to 4 minutes to cook. So keep spreading it out and then stir it again. Chili. Throw in your peppers, throw in your onions. And now you're going to stir it for another 2 to 3 minutes. Add your sauce. Just about 1/2 tablespoon of lime or lemon juice, but I'm going to take it off the heat first before I add that in. And that's because when you add lime juice to your dishes, it turns bitter if your heat is still on. Basil, the same rule. Don't add basil while your pan is still on the stove top. Take it off the heat and then add Thai basil or any basil you're adding, because basil is a very delicate herb. Cashews go in. That's done. I'm not going to cover this because I don't want it to get watery. So I'm just going to leave it open until I'm ready to serve. A lot of people like to open up the leaves and do it separately. But when I do bok choy, I simply cut it in the middle and use it this way because I love the look of the segments inside. I think it's very pretty. I just remove the roots slightly to keep it clean, and that's it.
Can we use kailan for this stir fry?
Absolutely. You can use any Chinese green vegetable for this.
The chicken with basil and cashew nuts, can we use peanut instead?
Yes, absolutely. Just fry your peanuts just as I did cashews.
A quick question about blanching the vegetables, right? Compared to steaming, which one do you think will maintain better nutrients?
Steaming is better when it comes to retaining nutrition. But here we're not blanching for that long today, so it's still okay. This is going to take about 4 minutes or so to cook. Depending on the size of your bok choy, it might take less time. If it's even smaller, make it 2 to 3 minutes. The bulbous root at the bottom, this area needs to be soft. A frying pan that's about this size, put it on medium flame, make it hot, about 1.5 tablespoons coconut oil again. So make sure once you put it in, and if it's browning too fast, you reduce the heat to low and keep moving the garlic like I am. I find bok choy that's been fried in a pan way more chewy compared to one that's blanched. Any vegetables that have a thick root like bok choy does, I prefer to blanch them. My bok choy looks done. See that? I could poke my bok choy very easily with my knife. A lot of people are scared to brown garlic. This is lots of flavor. It's brown, it's not black. I'm going to fry an egg for whoever is going to eat this. Hands on medium heat. I've reduced the heat to low.
you didn't crack the egg directly in the pan. Was there a reason?
Yes, that's because I just want to ensure it's not a bad egg.
Payal, do you know why in this dish in Thailand they always add an egg?
I think it just tastes nice. That's why. It goes really well. And it looks really nice too, presentation wise. I want to keep the yolk intact, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put my rice on one side, Bok Choy, about a tablespoon of oyster sauce. I'm going to split the garlic into 4 portions and use one of the portions. Chicken. My egg goes on top of my rice. All done. That's amazing. Well done.
Wow. Wow. Very nice. Big portion.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today, guys. I quickly want to say, keep cooking. It's not great that we've been trapped for the past 2.5 months, but it's great that lots and lots of you have started cooking at home and have started to enjoy cooking at home. So keep going. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great weekend.